First, though, filmmaker Richard Curtis has expressed regret over his depiction of women and jokes about their body size in some of his films, in particular Love Actually and Bridget Jones' Diary. Now, he said that he now feels bad about some of the lines in his films, and he's promised to never use the words fat or chubby again. And this was actually done because his daughter interviewed him at a literary festival and she kind of took him to task a little bit and said, you know, you've used those words in, you know, they called her the chubby one, didn't they, in Love Actually, and Bridget, they talk about Bridget Jones' thighs and things. And he said it made him think that now, if he was doing something now, that he wouldn't. And he felt kind of almost the need to apologise. So do you think it's something...
Get a life, Richard Curtis. I mean, Bridget Jones was one of those films we just laughed and laughed. It was a big part of our lives. Women saw someone they could relate to.
Big pants.
Big pants. Yeah. I mean, we've all got the big pants and we're not even ashamed of it. Fat pants. Yeah. There, I've said the word. I actually said the fat word on this show quite recently.
I said it twice.
Are you getting lessons from Coleen? That's nice. When I did say it a few weeks ago, there was a sharp intake of breath because the word has been so demonised, and I had to say, I'm talking about myself, actually. I think we are allowed to say that our own, you know, we might be fat, but we have disguised fat as large. What's the other words we say? Plus size. It's like we talk all around it. But the fact of the matter is the obesity figures for this country show that we are a nation of fatties. And I've even got a fat dog.
Got a fat dog?
And I said... My dog, look, that's not a thin dog, is it?
Oh, Badger.
Badger. It's a lovely dog. But my partner, who I blurred out... looks like a criminal there. He just keeps giving that dog treats, and the dog will have come back and time again. So, yeah, I've got a fat dog and I'm not ashamed of it.
But do you think that the word, Coleen, I mean, some people are now saying, like, that it should be banned, whether it's...
I'm just sick of the word banned.
Yeah.
Stop banning everything, you know. If somebody's... Obviously, there's things now that I think back when I was younger and I think, I can't believe we got away with that. I can't believe we got away with saying that or even thinking that. And I appreciate that times have moved on for the good, mainly. But this word banning, stop banning everything, you know. And if I want to call myself, you know, I'm not going to go up to anybody because you would be a horrible person to go, wow, you're fat. You know what I mean? You just wouldn't do that if you're a nice person. But if I want to say I'm fat, which I do constantly say, and also the trolls constantly say, then that's up to me. And what I just think we're literally losing our sense of humour.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are losing our sense of humour. We can't laugh at anything anymore.
I was reading, actually, Penny Moody, who writes the column in The Sun, Brenda, and she's writing about this, and towards the end she said, if we can't laugh at our tree trunk thighs, Bridget Jones, or bemoan a belly roll, then we're just robots, skinny, miserable robots. You know, it's like, surely you should be able to say about yourself, like, we even say we've got our Bridget Jones pants on today, don't we? We've called
every
them
day.
Bridget.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I fully agree with what everybody's saying, and especially what Coleen's saying. It's OK to use that word if you are talking about yourself, but you can't use it about somebody else. And in my opinion, there are much more harsher words that have been used in general society and still get used. This one is just it's talking about a fact. Most of the time, it's just a fact. And you know, you've got meat that has fat on it. It's like, what context are we using this in? Just make yourself a bit leaner, maybe, if you don't like to be called it, or whatever. But I do think that everybody's got a bit too oversensitive
about everything.
I suppose it's good that Richard Curtis is mindful now. So his daughter, you know, it's a different generation, and her generation is saying, you know, Dad, it's not cool now. So he's saying he's mindful of it. So he's listened to her.
But she was cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Bridget Jones was cool because we could relate to her. And I think young girls even now could relate to Bridget Jones because we still all have those insecurities.
Maybe it was just different times then when we were watching Bridget Jones, because we all laughed at that and when she talked about, you know, I mean, her whole thing was how many calories, you know, how many cigarettes she'd had. She was always trying to give up smoking.
On a diet while eating a bar of chocolate.
Exactly.
I mean, she was me. I am
recognised her.
I think it was based on me.
I miss that humour so much because then you go to see a film like Barbie and it's so sanitised. It's so... I mean, it's so bland. I mean, it doesn't have any edge to it whatsoever.